What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today I want to talk about the One Piece card game. And I want to talk about an opinion which I've seen floating around quite a bit lately, and I want to tell you why that's, well, to put it frankly, a little bit silly. You see, one thing I've seen a bunch of people saying online over the past couple of weeks is the One Piece trading card game is too popular, and that means it's going to fail. Yeah. Now, the argument goes like this, and I can see where the argument comes from, but it doesn't really make any sense if you think about it really for any length of time at all. The argument is this. As it stands at the moment, the One Piece card game is too popular, you cannot get hold of it for love nor money, and that's just going to turn everybody away, and the game is going to fail. Nobody can play, everyone's going to give up, and we're all going to go away, and we're not going to bother playing. And on the one hand, yes, I can kind of see where you're going with this. And on the other hand, no, that's not really how things work. Now, let's have a look at some of the reasons for people thinking this, all right? So let's start off with the price of the set over in Japan. Over in Japan, trying to get hold of Romance Dawn, I will admit, is silly. Now, I was lucky enough to be able to open a box of Romance Dawn. A very lovely person hooked me up with a box. We did a sponsored opening. It was great. Go check it out. The views were very, very good. But if I'm trying to buy a box of Romance Dawn in Japan right now, I mean, it's just silly, honestly. It's just not out there. Like, I go and search Romance Dawn, and, you know, and I'm not even trying to get it sent to my English address here, right? I'm literally just trying to buy a box in Japan. There just aren't any listings. Like, it's there, but there's no actual listings for me to buy. And, like, you'll find some listings hanging around, but for absolutely ridiculous prices. Absolutely ridiculous prices. So, yeah. I mean, people are listing these for 50,000 yen. Now, I don't actually expect anyone to pay that. That is a truly ridiculous amount of money. But people are listing it for 50,000 yen. The RRP is like 5,500 yen. Basically, over in Japan right now, it's kind of sold out and impossible to buy. That's not ideal. And here's the thing. Bandai have gone and done something I've never seen them do before. They have actually gone on Premium Bandai and made a listing that you can enter a lottery to buy, and it's a booster box. Like, generally speaking, Premium Bandai is reserved for exclusive products that aren't going to sell too well, and they basically just do it so that, well, the way Premium Bandai basically works is, hey, we don't want to sell these products in stores because we don't know if they'll be popular enough, so we sell them on Premium Bandai, and if enough sell, we'll make it, and it's guaranteed sales, and we make the exact right amount, so we're not basically left holding the bag. So we're not out of pocket if these don't sell. And that makes perfect sense. So we see things like the binders, the One Piece binders, end up on Premium Bandai. Why? Because are these binders going to sell? Does anyone care? How many do we make? I'll tell you what, we'll just put the binder up on Premium Bandai, sell the exact amount people want, and that's why Premium Bandai exists. They have literally been selling booster boxes on Premium Bandai over in Japan on a lottery system because it's gotten so popular. They are literally selling it through a lottery system on Premium Bandai. If we look at super pre-releases over here, I'm sure you will notice super pre-releases sold out just crazy fast, and an awful lot of people just weren't able to get into a super pre-release. Just literally couldn't do it. Could not get onto a super pre-release. It was impossible. And that meant the people weren't necessarily able to go and get their special decks and all of that. And then that's a bit of a problem, because there were these deck limited battles that you could only enter if you had a super pre-release deck. Like, you literally couldn't enter the deck limited battles if you didn't have a super pre-release deck. Okay? So not everyone can enter these deck limited battles, and yet entrance to those deck limited battles were sold on a lottery system, and a lot of people missed out. There were like 512 spaces in these deck limited battle tournaments. You could only enter if you had a super pre-release deck, which, as mentioned, they sold out like super quickly, and not everyone could get one. And yet, those tournaments were so popular, they had to do them by a lottery, and a lot of people missed out. And the argument basically goes, you can't buy boxes anywhere, you can't get into these tournaments, people are going to give up and the game's going to fail. And that kind of makes sense if you don't think about it for more than a minute or two. Because look at it from Bandai's point of view. They literally cannot make product fast enough. All the product that they are making is selling out instantly. They cannot make tournaments big enough. All of their tournaments are selling out instantly and are having to do it by a lottery system just for people to get in. From Bandai's point of view, this is a huge success, and Bandai now have one challenge, and we all know what the challenge is. They need to make more product. They need to get stuff on shelves. That is a very, very, very good problem to have, ladies and gentlemen. A very good problem to have. Now, there is a big question here. Why didn't they make more product? And the answer is really simple. Nobody could have predicted it would be quite this popular. What Bandai would have done is they look at the release of the Digimon TCG, and they look at how popular One Piece is, and they use that to make a guess of how much One Piece they need to make. And they probably guessed quite high. Digimon crushed. One Piece is super popular right now. This game is going to sell well. Nobody could reasonably have predicted that One Piece, the TCG, would sell this well. And if Bandai had actually made enough product to deal with the demand we're seeing off of the bat, that would have been an irresponsible risk. And the card game would have to be unprecedentedly popular, or they would have failed and lost a huge amount of money, which is not a reasonable risk a company can take. Now, as it turned out, that would have been the right decision in hindsight, because, you know what, it is unprecedentedly popular, but you cannot make enough product hoping that it's more popular than anyone has any reasonable right to suggest. That is how companies fail. That is a very silly idea. And now what's happening is Bandai are playing catch-up. And the reason why people are worried is because right now we're in the bad time. Because as it stands at the moment, this is as bad as it gets. Because what's happened is the game has come out, it's crazy popular, Bandai literally cannot print it fast enough, and that means the scalpers are coming out, and that's why any listings you'll find in Japan for this set at the moment are crazy expensive. And that's bad. Bandai are a profit-making company, like all these companies are. And what do profit-making companies want to do? They want to make money. And Bandai know right now that by printing more cards, they will make more money. It does not take a business teacher of 13 years, although I am one, to know that Bandai want to print more cards. You don't need to ask Bandai to print more cards. They are literally sitting there right now going, we can't print these fast enough. Everything we're printing is selling out instantly. Print more cards. And they're going to keep printing more cards. And they're going to keep selling. And sure, in the meantime, some people will be put off. Some people will leave. But only some people. Because some people are buying these cards. And what's going to happen is, over time, a few people are going to leave. And Bandai are going to print more. And over time, the scalpers are going to leave. Because there's going to come a point where this game isn't worth scalping. And then it's all going to be fine. How do I know this is going to happen? Other than logic. The Digimon TCG. When Digimon launched, Japanese card shops were literally tweeting out, we've got stock in, hurry up, it is going to sell out. When it launched in English, You could not buy it. They had to do a special pre-release in November because they literally couldn't print enough cards to make it worthwhile doing it as a proper release. And then when it actually launched, when it properly launched, you couldn't buy it anywhere. You could not buy it anywhere. It sold out. And you couldn't find it for retail, and people were scalping, and it was horrible. Look at Digimon now. Look at the release of BT10 in English. Look at the release of BT11 in Japanese. What do we see? Plenty of stock, easy to find at retail. And the reason is Bandai have adjusted and Bandai have sorted it out. And it really is as simple as that. It seems bad right now because we are in that stage where the game is literally too popular. You can't keep up. Is it? Like I said, the only way Bandai could have kept up with this demand is to manufacture an unreasonably large amount. And you cannot, before the game is out, manufacture so much that unless the game is more popular than any recent card game, you will fail and lose. You can't do that. That's ridiculous. So, yeah, they're playing catch-up right now. But we've seen this with Digimon. Incidentally, we saw it a couple of years ago with the Pokemon card game as well. There was an explosion of popularity in the Pokemon TCG, and everything was selling out. And I mean, everything was selling out instantly. Scalpers came out the woodwork, and you couldn't find anything for retail. And everyone was saying, this is it, the game's over, blah, blah, blah. Here we are a couple of years later, and save for the occasional crazy popular product, like everything is available at retail super easily, and it's not even worth worrying about, ladies and gentlemen. It's fine. It happened with Digimon. It happened with Pokemon. And yet it sucks that it's happening with One Piece. I have already gotten hold of my local game store and asked if they can save me a couple of booster boxes. I hope I'm going to get lucky. The thing is, if you miss out, and this is very important, if you miss out, there will be more. And it might not come as fast as you want it to, but there will be more, ladies and gentlemen. They will keep printing this set. Remember, I've told you this point many times before. The beginning of a card game is too important. Because card games, you're not trying to just sell some cards. You are trying to hook people day one who will then keep buying it for months and years to come. That's what you want to do with a card game. So no, Bandai are not going to let the first set be a super limited release. That doesn't make any sense. They are going to keep printing and keep printing and keep printing because it is absolutely in their best interest to make sure that you can buy the set. Because if you can buy the set, you will keep buying the set and keep buying. They have no interest, Bandai, in selling the occasional booster box of a set. They have no interest in that. They want people who are going to keep buying box after box after box after box after box for years to come. And that is why they will always print the first couple of sets into the ground, because they have to. So no, this is not the death knell of One Piece. It is literally the opposite. Everything they can make is selling out instantly. Every tournament they hold is oversubscribed. The game is absolutely crushing. And I can guarantee you right now, Bandai are scrambling. And I don't know, I don't work for Bandai. I don't have any insider information. But if you ran a company whose goal was to make money, and all card games are making money, that's kind of the point, and you were told, hey, if you print more cards, you are guaranteed to make a huge amount of money, come on. That is exactly what you would start doing. Do you want to know what the actual way to tell if a card game is dying is? And we don't need to guess this again. We've seen this. Look at the Transformers trading card game. Look at Star Wars Destiny. Look at Keyforge before it went on a hiatus. That one is being relaunched, and I've got kind of high hopes for that. But we've seen failing card games recently. And all of them follow the exact same pattern. News dries up, releases get delayed, or just don't happen. Everybody's wondering where the next set is. Tournaments stop happening, and then the card game dies. There is one thing that kills a card game: low sales. It's as simple as that. I've told you, these card games are aiming to make money. There is exactly one thing that will kill a card game: low sales. And it really is as simple as that. What we see from One Piece at the moment is they keep announcing new products. The releases are coming very regularly. They're selling great. They're holding tournaments. The tournaments are selling out. And we're getting just a constant stream of exciting news. So no, the One Piece card game, not only is it in absolutely no danger whatsoever, it is thriving, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely thriving. Yes, I know we're not all able to go and get product as easily as we would like. I would have loved to go to a second Super pre-release and get a second set of decks. That would have been awesome. Wasn't possible. I bought the first set of starter decks in Japan, but I haven't been able to buy 5 and 6 because I've not found them for a good price. I understand all of this, and I know it's not perfect, and I'm not pretending that it is. What I am pretending is it is going to get better. It is going to pass. We've seen it happen. Again, just to sum up, we saw with Digimon and with Pokemon this exact thing, and we saw it go away. And we've seen with cards like Transformers and Destiny what it actually looks like when a card game is in trouble, and this one is not. So that's my rant, ladies and gentlemen. If you like the One Piece card game, I've got wonderful news. The cards will be easier to find in the future. This is just a passing thing, and it is going absolutely nowhere anytime soon. So there we go, but now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about this. Tell me how excited you are for One Piece. Tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, all kinds of fun things. But by far, the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.